We provide information about sports betting for entertainment purposes only. Please confirm gambling regulations in your state of residence. To participate in sports gaming, you must be 21 years of age or older and be physically present in a state where sports betting is legal. If you or someone you know has a sports betting or gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org for more information and further assistance.
All right, welcome to the Spread Zone podcast, sponsored by FanDuel. Today, oh man, it's going to be huge. Big Spread Zone today.
Yeah, smorgasbord, Riz.
All right, first off, let's introduce everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tim McKernan, who was supposed to be in Denver, but
weather issues.
Okay, I was going to say because this is such a big
I'm sorry.
sports thing.
Take care of it in post.
You're going to forego a Denver vacation, to the city of Denver.
Thank
you. So Tim's here. Anthony Stalter's here.
Yes, sir.
Did not have a vacation.
No vacation plans. I just wanted to be here.
And our basketball expert making his return to the
Yes.
Mr. Jackson Burkett.
Hey, everybody.
Unbelievable, Riz. 14-2 on his basketball picks in the NCAA tournament. I am tailing this guy all the way home when we start talking NBA Finals.
Well, thanks so much for having me, guys.
Dude, happy to have you here.
Yeah. It's nice to have somebody who wins.
We need somebody who not only wins, but knows what they're talking about when it comes to basketball. So we're going to talk NBA Finals, which we're recording this on Wednesday, which will start tomorrow. We'll talk NHL Finals, which starts tonight. And we'll talk Belmont Stakes, which is on Saturday. We're talking odds. We're talking betting angles. Remember, all lines and props are via our sponsor, our wonderful sponsor, FanDuel. So we'll start with the NBA Finals. Oklahoma City versus Indiana. The Thunder, a massive, massive favorite to win their first title since the franchise moved. SGA won MVP, leads a young, deep Oklahoma City squad with a 68-win season and a very dominant playoff run. Series odds, OKC minus 750 on our FanDuel.
Monstrous odds. I mean, this is something that gets into the realm of the Soviet Union and the U.S. in 1980 when we're talking about these kinds of odds for a championship series. So then that makes us think, oh, maybe I should bet Indiana just to get some value. But if Oklahoma City is favored by that much, Riz, you have to think that there may be a reason that there could be some dominance going on here.
Well, I mean, Indiana, they returned to the finals first time since the year 2000. A remarkable turnaround, a stunning, playoff so far, upsetting, all these teams making their way to the finals, including the Knicks, which they beat in pretty dominant fashion, if you ask me. As a person who grew up a Knicks fan, they took him back behind the woodshed and gave it to him. Does it matter that OKC swept the regular season series, Anthony?
No, not to me. No, I think that this is a competitive matchup through and through.
They outscored Indiana by double digits every time they played them.
I wonder, though, if Indiana and Jackson, you'd have more insight than we would. I wonder if Indiana is one of those teams, though, that progressively got better throughout. I feel like the Tyrese Halliburton that we're seeing now isn't the same dominant force. He was excellent during the regular season, but not the same dominant force that he has been during the playoffs. I think he's on another level right now. So to me, the head-to-heads don't matter.
Yeah, it's not unlike a Rick Carlisle coach team to continue to get better as the season progresses. It's a really interesting matchup, I think, because the Pacers, what they loved to do, what they did against the Knicks so well was we're going to put 9-10 guys on the floor who are going to run the entire time, push the ball up the floor, and tire you out. If you're going to win, you're going to have to. It's going to hurt, and that worked great against the Knicks, who are 8-9 deep at best. The Thunder are just as deep, if not deeper, and can play the Pacers game all day. That's why I think you're seeing that number be so crazy, is because the Pacers can't do what they did against the Knicks against the Thunder. At least I don't think they can.
I do see some betting value, though, in taking Indiana. Like Tim just said, there's got to be this to me is a more even matchup than I think the odds would indicate. So you're talking about betting value. Riz brought up initially just the series, who's going to win the series. Given what Indiana's accomplished this year, I think there's major value in just taking the Pacers to win the series.
You're getting about 5-1 on your money, Anthony.
Come on now. Jackson doesn't like it, but I do.
The Pacers have thrived as underdogs. 7 postseason wins as dogs. But, Oklahoma's defense is elite, and the Thunder have not lost 4 games in any 7-game stretch all year.
Yeah, that right there is a stat that you should be highlighting, circling, and staring at. The Thunder don't lose. We don't think of the Thunder because, they have the MVP, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, but I wouldn't say he's a household name even yet. And I think that has to do with the market he plays in. But this is truly one of the better teams we've ever. They just won their 80th game. Regular season playoff included. That's rare air, man. That's like one of just a handful of teams that ever do it, and almost every single one of those teams that got to 80 wins won the championship.
It's amazing if you look at the just game one odds. Thunder minus 9.5, minus 460 on the money line.
It's too high.
Just
too much.
Just for game one. And just looking at player props, and this is the amazing thing I'm seeing here. The over-under for SGA is 30.5 points.
He's averaging 29.8 per playoff.
Wild.
He's
it's right there.
Unbelievable. Yeah. He's so fun to watch too. I really love his game.
So let's start getting into it. Anthony, is there any value betting the Pacers plus 520
Absolutely.
For the series?
Absolutely.
So yes.
Look, Oklahoma City. It's not like I'm not recognizing what Jackson's saying here, and that Oklahoma City is an absolute juggernaut. They are, but when you get to a short series like this is it, do or die, and you don't have a lot of experience, as you mentioned. This is not like Golden State during its prime coming in and saying this is just going to be an absolute blowout. I think, given the dynamic offense that the Pacers can bring to the table, Halliburton, Siakam has got plenty of
Eastern
title
Conference
experience.
MVP.
Absolutely. I think that they're deep enough, talented enough, and I think their identity plays to a longer series. And if it goes 6-7, I think the Pacers have an opportunity.
Well, Tim, let me ask you this question. So he says, yes, there is value in betting the Pacers plus 520 for the series. Or is a Thunder sweep, which is at plus 290, the sharper play?
I think one of the most fascinating numbers that indicates something with regard to that question is that the Thunder minus a game and a half in the series, in other words, that they were to win in 5 or 4, a sweep.
The gentleman's
sweep.
Yeah.
Gentleman's sweep is actually right there, almost even money. In other words, the thought process is this is going to be such a lopsided series that the Thunder wins it in 4 or 5. So if you're looking for value, my guess is, Jackson, you would say to take that over taking the Pacers on 5-1. Now, you're not getting the return 5-1, 5.2 to 1 to be exact, via FanDuel, but you like that play. We were talking about this, and you had some numbers over the last 25 years with favorites this large in an NBA Finals and what the results are. Do you have those numbers? Because I found this to be really interesting, Riz.
I do, and it's not just the final; it's the playoffs in general. The Thunder they were minus 3,000 to win their first round series, minus 750 to win their second round, minus 350 to win the third round, and they are obviously where they are right now. The only other teams to have been favored at minus 300 or longer in each of their 4 series, including the NBA Finals, were the 2020 Lakers, the 2017 Warriors, the 2000 Lakers, and the 97 and 96 Bulls. All 5 of those teams are NBA champions. So usually if there's smoke, there's fire.
And so along those lines, this gets me into one of those things that I think we get into perception when it comes to sports betting and how it can be the enemy of reason and profit. And that is the Oklahoma City Thunder, not household names. But if this were a team with some household names, even like the Warriors, even though they're now an aged team, people would recognize those names. They don't recognize the Oklahoma City Thunder. And so I think their dominance is perhaps underappreciated. And that is why people like me and Anthony go, oh, I wouldn't mind getting 5-1 on my money, but it might be a fool's errand because this team is as dominant as they are. And on top of that, I think it also factors in that they beat the Knicks. And to go, the Knicks, that's a powerhouse, but perhaps that wasn't necessarily really the case. And Oklahoma City truly is in a class of its own.
Well, just let's talk game one for a second, Tim. Thunder have dominated at home, minus 9.5. Do you trust them to cover a big spread in game one?
Yeah, I do. I think that they're going to win this thing comfortably in game one, and I'm very comfortable laying the big number.
Jackson, SGA's prop, 30.5 points, over or under game one?
I'll take the over on SGA on that prop. Yeah. Just some brief numbers here. Game one, NBA Finals underdogs are 2-18 straight up and 3-17 against the spread since 2005.
What do you attribute that to? I mean, I realize we're just theorizing here.
Usually you'd have to think the dog would be on the road and fired up environments. I don't know exactly why. It is
Those are
interesting.
huge numbers, and that's a good size sample size.
And I wonder if it's a shorter number. If it has been a shorter number.
Yeah,
That's true.
Yes.
Yeah, it's unlikely that you'd have almost a double-digit number on that spread in the first game, especially, I mean, you think since 2005, it's been some really evenly matched finals, but this one certainly, that number is big. But I'm not scared of it.
So 9.5. What do you think, Anthony?
I'm taking the Pacers.
You're going
I think
Pacers?
that's
I'm
too
taking
many
Pacers
points.
too.
Oh my goodness!
I'm
think it's
taking the
too many
Pacers.
points.
I don't think OKC covers. I think they win. I don't think they cover. I'm taking the
Jackson, for the record, you're on Oklahoma City.
I'm on Oklahoma.
This is really going to put this podcast to the test here because I'm the ultimate guy to fade and he's the ultimate guy to tail, and we're rolling together here. Something's got to give.
The Thunder, I'm not scared of the 9.5. I think the Thunder win handily tomorrow night.
All right. Okay, we're going to make our picks. Here we go. Thunder win the series. It's going to be a sweep. I'll take the Thunder sweep plus 290. Pacers, game one, they do not cover. Oklahoma does not cover. And SGA over 30.5 for game one.
Okay, I like those plays. I'm going to give you a value play on the overall. I like the gentleman's sweep, 5 games or less, taking the Thunder on that. And then here's a play for your game one if you're interested. SGA to have 40-plus points, 8-plus assists, and Oklahoma City to win by 11.5. Anthony, that'll pay you 10-1 on your money.
I like that.
So that is where I am going with my game one special play parlay, DJ. Absolutely, no problem.
So SGA
to have 40-plus points, Riz.
Okay.
Also 8-plus assists, and OKC to win by 11.5 or more.
Okay, well, that goes
10-1. 10
That
to 1
goes
is
against
what
my
you're getting.
Pacers plus 9.5.
Yeah, you can hedge a little bit. Diversify your interests.
Do you guys all like SGA to go over in points?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, the pace of the game, I think, will lend itself
Sounds
to
like
that.
you're about to fade.
I'm going to fade.
He's fading again.
I'm going to fade.
I respect it.
There's one rule in betting, and it, of course, has nothing to do with your bankroll. It is if everybody's swimming one way, you go the opposite. I'm going to go under on SGA's points in game one. I'm going to take the Pacers plus 9.5, and I'm going to go over on Tyrese Halliburton's 17.5 number at FanDuel for points.
He's mad he didn't get the Eastern Conference MVP. He's going to go
pissed.
off. He's going to go off.
He's going to go off. I actually like Chet Holmgren over points, assists, rebounds at 27.5.
I love that secondary play. I hate to be so inflammatory, but I really hate the Tyrese Halliburton play.
Son of a.
Yeah. How about this? He's going after you, Anthony. What's this guy's problem? You want me to take him out back?
In fairness, I went after you guys first. So
My prop is actually kind of the opposite of what Anthony just said. My favorite prop is Tyrese Halliburton. I'm looking at FanDuel Sports right now to have at least 26.5 points and assists. So points and assists added. I'm going to say no. I'm going to go under that minus 110. And here's my reasoning. The gentleman by the name of Lugens Dort. You ever heard the Dortcher chamber?
I have. Yeah.
I have not. I have not. Go ahead,
Let me
please.
give you a little bit of math on the Dortcher chamber. Halliburton and Lou Dort have been matched up in 122 possessions together. In those matchups, Halliburton has 10 total shots with 8 points, and his assist ratio is also the worst when matched up against Lou Dort, a.k.a. the Dortcher chamber.
Goodness, I got to go to FanDuel and unload on the under
He's the
now.
whole engine of the team, man. If he
All I'm
can't get
hearing is
going,
he's due.
You know what
It's
happens,
the
Anthony?
due factor.
You know, we're with the herd over here.
Yeah.
That lone wolf's getting taken out by the lion. Just so you know.
The lone wolf is? I think listen, all I know is wolves, they do not perform in circuses. like lions and like tigers.
I think we lost the analogy.
All right.
It's fine.
Somehow I think I'm following it, but I'm still stuck on this torture chamber.
Right?
I looked away for a minute. What happened?
It's got to be your bull.
So what do you think about the series, Jackson?
I love a gentleman's sweep. I think.
Gentleman's sweep.
Gentleman's sweep, 4-1.
Yeah, 4-1, gentleman's sweep.
Anthony.
I'm all Pacers here. So give me the Pacers in 7.
Pacers going to OKC and ship it in 7.
Let's do it.
I am on the gentleman's sweep as well, Riz.
Wow. As I
I'm
mentioned,
tailing Jackie Papers.
Thunder sweep
blame
at the plus 290. I think that's the play.
Getting 3-1 on that. Yeah, that's not a bad play.
All right, anything else for the finals, gentlemen?
Well, whatever Jackson says is what I say.
I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a fun matchup.
You don't though. You're saying this is an absolute
Good for
blowout.
you. Call him on that, Anthony.
Well, I think Rick Carlisle is such a great coach. Like truly, X's and O's wise, as good as it gets in the NBA. And I'm really curious to see how he counters what the Thunder are going to throw at him. But all in all, I do think the Thunder will dominate. It's just fun to see two smaller market teams, not as much star power. I think some people might be turned off by that. I actually think it's a great thing for the game.
So you think it's going to be a great thing for the game that there's small markets without star power in a 5-game series?
I think it's great for the
Put
growth.
it that way.
Well, I mean, we would be, if we were at an NBA team, we would be a smaller market NBA
I want to
team.
see what that victory parade's going to look like.
In OKC? I bet it's a
They
pony.
love.
Yeah.
I mean, it's their
That's all
one
they got.
pro
Yeah,
sports
it's all
team.
they got.
They love the Thunder there. They all wear the T-shirts. It's a big thing on part of my take. They all wear the T-shirts that they give out for the games, and it looks great. It's an aesthetically pleasing building. I think it's great.
Okay.
All right, Jackson's on the
Got it all
Thunder, and
going
I'm on
for
the
him.
Thunder.
All right, listen, we'll take a break. We'll come back. More Spread Zone presented by FanDuel. We're talking NHL Finals. Oilers, Panthers. This series is going to be a little tighter. I think it's going to be a little tighter. So
Rematch.
We'll chop it up next. More Spread Zone presented by FanDuel next. All right, welcome back to the Spread Zone presented by FanDuel, talking NHL Finals. It's the Oilers, it's the Panthers. Series starts tonight. Stanley Cup Final rematch. Panthers won a dramatic 7-game series last year after almost blowing that 3-0 lead to Edmonton. Both teams are loaded. McDavid, Draisaitl lead the Oilers. Bobrovsky, Tkachuk headline the Panthers. The series is basically, it's a pick'em. Oilers slightly ahead at minus 120. Panthers plus 100, of course, on FanDuel. With most sports books and experts forecasting another long and close series. So we'll start with you, Anthony. The Panthers have dominated this matchup recently. Are Oilers overrated as slight favorites?
I wouldn't say that they're overrated, but I'll just tell you right now, I'm on Florida. This is a team that has been built to win at this time of year. This is their 3rd straight appearance, as we know. They could have pulled off the upset 2 years ago in the Stanley Cup Final. Last year, as you just mentioned, only reason, I mean, they let their foot off the gas a little bit. I don't see the Oilers winning a clinching game. That's where it comes down to for me. I mean, this is an aggressive, forechecking Panthers team, physical play. They're going to pound the snot out of Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl.
Now, with that being said, Tim, player health. Zach Hyman out for Edmonton. Zach Hyman out for Edmonton. Reinhart and Tkachuk both banged up for the Panthers, but expected to play. Tkachuk is the guy for the Panthers. Is that going to play into it?
I think you always have to be cognizant of health at this time of year. It also goes without saying that even through a first-round playoff series, I think you're dealing with injuries, and we oftentimes don't find out until those teams are closed out. I would keep an eye on it, but when it's all said and done, I think the advantages to the Panthers on the health category right now, mainly because of the Hyman situation with the Oil.
Game 1, Oilers minus 1.5. What are we thinking for game 1?
I'm looking Panthers throughout. So if I can get Panthers minus 150 or less in any matchup, sign me up. And I think we should. You know, maybe when they go back to Sunrise, we're looking at a minus 155, minus 150. Otherwise, I think there's just tremendous value when Florida is in Edmonton because they're going to be, I'm looking at FanDuel right now, plus 104.
Yep.
for game one. If they're an underdog or they're in that minus 105 range, I'll be all over Florida.
I'm with Anthony on this. I like the Panthers quite a bit. I think if I were looking at it through an emotional lens, I would love to see Edmonton. Man, what a Game 7 would look like in Edmonton. The intensity of that. But I'm with Anthony that I think Florida and getting Florida at plus money is some real value. They're just a team that I think is constructed to dominate a Stanley Cup playoff game, and I think it's going to be their time yet again.
All right, let's look at some of these game one props. McDavid shots on goal over under 3.5.
I'll take the under on that. I think there's serious value in that. I'm getting plus money. I believe.
Bobrovsky over under 24.5 saves. Tim?
I would take the over on that. I'm expecting a high-scoring affair.
And Conn Smythe Trophy. McDavid plus 200. Bobrovsky plus 400. Draisaitl plus 600. Any of those look?
What's Sam Bennett? Do we know what Sam Bennett?
Sam Bennett's plus 2,500. Anthony. Matthew Tkachuk is also plus 2,500.
There's some massive value in a Sam Bennett Conn Smythe. He's been excellent, and I think he could score an anytime goal in the first game as well at plus 280.
I'm going to give you a nice big value play. That's what I'm known for, that, and also giving you incorrect plays.
No.
Good check. Yeah, it's unfortunate, Anthony, and I appreciate the pat on the backside.
Yeah,
but I think at this point I don't have a win on the podcast. How about Brad Marchand at plus 8,000 to win the Conn Smythe?
Wow.
Plus 8,000 to win the Conn Smythe. He finds his youthful glory in Alberta.
I believe total points tonight set at 6. Do you see a high-scoring opener or a tight, low-scoring battle?
High-scoring. I mean, 6. It's been moving between 6.5. So it's interesting that it dropped down a little bit there. I don't know what it'll be at puck drop, but I like a high-scoring game. I think you're going to see some entertaining Game 1 festivities.
If I had to, I would take the over as well, just because of the firepower. But I think as the series moves on, I wonder if we see some unders cashing. Stuart Skinner is the ultimate wild card.
Wide delta, brother.
Yes, sir. He is either horrendous or he is some combination of Patrick Waugh and
who would you ride the back for the
Quick.
Series?
Oh, it's Bob all day long.
Yeah, that's got more Conn Smythe likelihood. He's plus 270 and Skinner's at plus 2,800. Not a whole lot of faith there, but as you said, there were games in Dallas where you're going
outstanding.
Oh my goodness, where'd that come from?
Why did Jake Ottinger switch jerseys? You were saying to yourself.
Yeah, when he got yanked early in games.
Yep.
So, Oilers looking for their first cup since 1990. McDavid looking to cement his legacy. If this at all means anything to you guys, make your picks.
Series, Panthers in 6. And like I said before, I'm looking to play Florida in damn near every game.
I'm on the Panthers in 6 as well, and I hate that that's what I feel, but I have to tell you what I feel. And I bet you even hate it now because now I'm with you.
No, because you know what? I've never lost faith in you. When people said, why the hell did he take the one golfer that didn't even make the cut?
Well, that's each of the last 2 majors and also Missouri to win the NCAA tournament.
I said, Tim.
When people were saying those things.
I said, Tim is just finding his groove in the spread zone. You watch.
Thank you.
So I've got hey, buckle up, man.
We're together on this.
We're together.
One. Panthers in 6, Riz.
All right, here's where I'm putting my money.
Okay, what do you got?
Tonight, Oilers money line, game 1, minus 130.
Okay.
Panthers to win the series. I'm not picking in how many. Panthers to win series at plus 100. Prop bets McDavid over 3.5 tonight. Shots on goal. And Bobrovsky over 24.5 saves.
Okay.
I'm with you on those latter 2.
I like it. And I'll throw a sprinkle in there for a Sam Bennett Conn Smythe.
Okay.
Right.
I do like that play.
Plus 2,600.
But I mean, that's nothing when you can get plus 8,000 on Brad Marsh.
How about just a fun play?
Please, Jackson.
Like a fun play.
Awfully quiet during the segment.
Yeah. Well,
he was listening. He was soaking
he wanted to leave, by the way.
And now he's in.
For a goal scored in the first 10 minutes, if you bet no, that's plus 128. That's a fun first 10 minutes.
Oh, that's just a little dopamine hit.
That's just a lot. That's electricity. I love a first quarter under bet in college football and the NFL. I think this is kind of similar in that way. I like the first 10 minutes, no goal.
You're not even watching.
That's a FanDuel prop bet?
That's a FanDuel prop bet I'm looking at right now, plus 128.
You're not even watching the game at that point. You're just watching the clock.
Refreshing the app.
You're just watching the clock. That's all.
No icing.
So no goal within the first 10 minutes?
Yeah, no goal for the first 10 minutes. That's plus 128.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Isn't that just like a
Yeah, you do get a little kick to start the series.
Once 10 minutes, 10:50 starts ticking down, you are just, it's a sweat.
What about when McDavid scores 18 seconds in?
That's gonna really upend the evening.
You're talking game one of the Stanley Cup Finals. People are nervous. Goalies are nervous.
That's why in the NCAA tournament, one of the famed plays is to go under on teams that aren't necessarily familiar with those games and the nerves. There's something to be said. Of course, these two teams are veterans of this stage.
And these are professionals. Right. But still, though, professionals get, they get the
Sounds like
jitters.
You're riding with Jackson on this plus 120 under.
No, I think
goals.
He's going over.
Oh, you're going over.
You're saying goalies are.
You think there'll be a goal?
Are a little jittery.
I think sometimes it takes a goal to get a goalie settled in.
That's minus 160. So the sports books agree with you there.
Yeah, I think I would go with that.
Jackson's dopamine special.
Yeah, I love it.
That's a fun bet.
It's a fun bet.
Yeah, it gets you a little sweat.
All right, fellas, we got to talk ponies, so we'll take our final break. It's the Spread Zone presented by FanDuel. We're talking Belmont Stakes next. All right, welcome back to the Spread Zone presented by FanDuel. We're talking Belmont Stakes, which is on Saturday. Journalism is the 3-1 morning line favorite. But, guys, it's a wide-open field with Mindframe, 7-2 in domestic product, 9-2 in hot pursuit. Tim, you're our ponies guy. What are you feeling on the Belmont Stakes?
I'm going journalism, Riz. I've seen journalism ride, and I want to see journalism ride to success in the Belmont. I'm going journalism.
I think Anthony and I went with journalism in the Preakness.
We did. And we cashed.
And we cashed.
Yeah.
I also liked journalism. Now, we didn't record
For the Derby.
But I also like journalism in the Derby, and I believe he was the runner-up in the Kentucky Derby.
Huh.
And he came out of nowhere. I do like journalism, but I think he's a little tired.
Jackson, journalism is the chalk. Are you fading or backing the favorite?
Fading the chalk. I want to talk to you about Hill Road. What do you know about Hill Road? We're riding with Hill 10-1.
Well, you already told me about the Dorcher Chamber. Tell me about Hill Road and his 10-1 play.
Boy, can he run.
That's all I need to hear.
And I see Hill Road.
Tailing this guy.
Hill Road.
I say run for the hills, I say.
Okay. I am also fading chalk. I am not going.
Oh, you got a little long shot play for us?
I say, well, I don't know if it's not as long as Jackson's
Conn Smythe.
Yeah, Road Hill or whatever it was.
Hill Road.
I like Beza. Beza was a late entry into the Kentucky Derby and finished third. Skipped the Preakness, and he's 4-1 right now. I think Beza wins this thing. Sovereignty is going to be the one everybody's looking at because
You're not going with our journalism.
No, I'm not.
You've made your money on journalism. You're moving on now to Beza.
I say thank you, journalism.
Off your cap.
I'm a journalism major, so thank you. But I'm going Beza at 4-1.
Do you have the post spots?
Yes, Hill Road's the one post.
Okay. Can you read down the the nine? It's a nine horses. Eight horses. I'm sorry.
2 posts. Sovereignty.
Okay.
Who's the Kentucky Derby winner?
Right. Rodriguez. 3. A name I wish I could pick, but a 30-1 underdog. Uncaged at 4. I like that name a lot. Crudo in the 5 post. That's 15-1. Beza, as Anthony just mentioned, 4-1. 6 post. Journalism in 7, 8-5. And Heart of Honor, 30-1 long shot, 8 post.
So your only Bob Baffert horse is Rodriguez. Okay. Your 2 Todd Pletcher horses, Uncaged and Crudo. So 2 long shots there, but well-known trainers. I still like Beza. Here's why I like Beza. I'll give you my 20-second breakdown.
Yeah, I want to hear this.
Grinding style for him. strong leg kick, shorter distance in the Belmont.
How's the weather?
Ooh, jeez, great question. Let's check.
How's the weather?
In Elmont, New York this weekend. How are we looking? Let's see here. Looks like it's going
to be good.
Looks like it's going to be 73 and cloudy.
Okay.
But on Saturday they got rain. I think a little mud's okay for my guy.
Beza. All right, you're going Beza. I'm going journalism. I'm on journalism.
I'm on journalism.
You're on journalism with me.
I'm on journalism.
Man, I tailed Jackson in the NBA, Anthony in NHL, and Riz with the ponies.
Journalism.
I've diversified my interests.
You did.
And my prop bet would be journalism to finish top 3.
Okay. I like sovereignty to finish top 3.
Yeah, we haven't talked sovereignty much here.
Who rested up, who should be good to go. Didn't run the Preakness.
Yeah, one of your thought processes, Anthony, is journalism being tired. What do you think about sovereignty sitting it out and being ready to go?
So sovereignty would be my one concern
on Beza.
Backing Beza.
Okay.
Yep. And if I'm going to go with a true it's not a long shot, but I think Rodriguez, if you want to sprinkle in a little Rodriguez, him being the Bob Baffert horse and ridden by Mike Smith, Rodriguez would be a solid play as well.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. You guys want a little 1, 2, 3?
Sure.
Wow. Why not?
How about we go Beza, Rodriguez,
Yep.
and sovereignty?
Journalism doesn't even get in.
Or this Hill Road.
Yeah.
Well,
I think
he'll be
Jackson, Riz, and I have to take that personally with Hill Road and journalism both being ignored here.
I'm sorry, guys.
It's all right.
I'm looking at a picture of Hill Road right now. These hind legs are nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah, no, he's
This guy analyzes the ponies by looking at the
majestic
hind
beast.
Majestic
Majestic beast.
All right, give me the top 3, Jackson, for you.
I'm going to stick with Hill Road, my friend Hill Road, and
my friend.
Yeah, my friend Hill Road. I like his hind quarters.
Yeah, Beza, I like that, and then sovereignty 3.
All right, there you go.
Riz, this is journalism's time.
Journalism?
So journalism's time. I'll go sovereignty 2, and I will doff my cap to Mr. Stalter.
Thank you.
And Beza and 3. And Jackson, I don't want you and your majestic beast to take either one of those things personally.
These hind legs, man.
Journalism?
Yes.
I feel like Riz got some last second news or something.
Yeah, he's monitoring something.
He started to text
some guys at the track right now.
I got
somebody at the track right now in Elmont, New York. Where are you from, Riz?
I'm from Flushing, Queens.
Yes. Well,
it's
a distance, but still.
My guy in the stables is telling me that journalism took a giant dump. So always bet on the horse, right? That
now I'm loading up. I'm loading up.
The laxatives are working, so they'll. Okay, so journalism, and then I'm going to go Crudo.
What?
Crudo.
Wow, it's a Pletcher horse.
A Pletcher horse, and then sovereignty.
So you did just completely disrespect Beza. Is that what I'm hearing?
I could see Beza taking that personally.
Beza second at the Anita Derby, Santa Anita Derby, third in the Kentucky Derby.
Crudo.
One is maiden. Come on now.
He sounds Italian.
Beza? He does.
Crudo.
Both of them.
Both of them are Italian.
Both ending vowels. All right, well, we'll see, fellas.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to monitoring it. I'm tailing everybody on this thing.
Nice.
All right, so there it is. There's the NBA Finals. There's the NHL Finals. And there is the Belmont Stakes. Gentlemen, well done, as always.
Thank you, sir.
Take that information and do with it what you will. But we are presented by FanDuel, and we are the Spread Zone, and we will see you next week. And how about Jackson Burkett?
Thank you.
I will see you next week. Bye.
We provide information about sports betting for entertainment purposes only. Please confirm gambling regulations in your state of residence. To participate in sports gaming, you must be 21 years of age or older and be physically present in a state where sports betting is legal. If you or someone you know has a sports betting or gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org for more information and further assistance.